Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel today. As you can see, I am in a sling, and for today's video, I am going to tell you how I broke my collarbone. Alright, so if you have been in tune with my YouTube video shorts, then you are aware of the fact that I broke my collarbone. It was a really unfortunate experience, and I thought that today I would share that experience with you. I hope you stick around to the end of this video, because if you do, I am going to share kind of the spectrum of the pain scale that I have experienced with this, and I am also going to share a clip of me taking off my surgical bandage. If you get squeamish, I would not recommend the end of the video for you, but just stick through to hear the story, and then you can click off if you want, or you can watch it. But that little video just reveals me seeing my surgical scar for the first time. Okay, so this whole story starts because Joel and I wanted to go visit my family over Easter. Not only was it Easter, but the church that I attend, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, was holding their semi-annual general conference. And we wanted to go home and experience that with my family because we have some fun traditions like making cinnamon rolls and Easter egg hunts that we wanted to be a part of. So we trekked to my hometown. And then Joel had a business trip that following Monday. So I figured, why should I go back home if I'm here with my family and I can hang out with them for 2 weeks while Joel is out of town? So Joel went to California for work, and I stayed with my family. That Tuesday, my sister invited me to play Ultimate Frisbee with her and her rec team. They were just doing kind of a pickup game of Ultimate Frisbee. Do you know what Ultimate Frisbee is? Have you ever played it? It is a really fun game. And I'm surprised I can still say that with this. So I met a lot of new friends, and we played for probably like 1.5 hours. But towards the end, you know, I was thinking, wow, I'm getting tired. I kind of wonder how much longer we're gonna play. But it was my team's turn to go in, so we just went and started playing. We were almost about to score. We just needed one more pass, and I was in the end zone. So I made a hard cut to get to the other side of the end zone, and the person with the Frisbee threw it to me. I went to catch it, and I like dove. Obviously, this is with my right side, but I went to get it and to dive, and I like closed my eyes. I hit the ground, and I heard like a crunch. I was so sure it was broken. So I rolled over, and by the time I had rolled over, my sister was there and everyone else was circling me. And I was just laying on the ground like, no, because I have actually torn my ACL before playing flag football. And when something like this happens to me, I just know that like, shoot. It takes like seconds to break it, and it takes months to heal. And so I was just, dang it. I was just not happy. So my sister came up and she was like, are you okay? Are you okay? You're totally fine. Like, we're gonna be fine. And I just was like, I'm fine. Like, I'm definitely in shock, but I'm fine. I think it's broken. My sister took off her jacket and tied it around like a sling. She and the other players just helped me up and helped me to the car. I didn't cry at all, but I was definitely in shock. I was like getting a little shaky. As we were walking, I had to stop a couple times because I felt like I was going to pass out. Pain for me is really weird. It's not like painful. It just makes me nauseous. Like, it makes me just want to pass out. So we get in the car, and we're debating whether to go to the ER room or to go home. My sister wasn't sure if it was dislocated or if it was really broken. So we decided to call my dad, who's a doctor, and we decided to drive to my house and kind of like assess the situation before we just ran into the emergency room. And so we got to my house, and I laid on the floor because I was just like, I just need to lay here. And we were debating, like, if it's dislocated, we can try to pop it back in. If it's broken, then we definitely want to go to the ER and get it x-rayed and taken care of. We could not see this break because of the position of the sports bra strap that I was wearing. And so my little sister was like, I just want to look at this. Can I look at this? And so I showed it to her, and I couldn't look because it like wasn't a good enough angle. And she instantly was like, it's broken. It's totally broken. And so I just was like, okay, it's broken. We're going to the ER. Like, we're not playing around with this. So we went to the ER, and since this video is getting kind of long, I am going to break this into part 2. I want to create a video on the ER during COVID with a hearing loss. So stick around for this part 2 of the video and what happens next. But yeah, it is crazy. So I just want to say thank you for sticking around to the end of this video. My pain scale, like I mentioned, pain for me is super weird. I feel nauseated, but like it didn't make me want to cry. My pain scale on a like 1 to 10, it's all relative, right? It's relative for each different person and it's different for everyone. For me, it was like a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10, but like I don't even think it was 7 because I have an anaphylactic peanut allergy. That's a 20. That's like through the roof for me. It will be really interesting in the future, like in the far future. I don't want anyone to think this, but like when Joel and I have kids, to measure that pain with like giving birth versus a peanut reaction versus a broken clavicle, because this broken clavicle, like the pain was isolated, where with the peanut allergy, like head to toe, my body is just screaming in pain. So it hasn't been incredibly painful, but it's been super inconvenient. Not being able to lift things, to move, sleep is really hard. But yeah, so as far as pain, it hasn't been a lot of pain, thankfully. I'm very grateful for that. So there you have it. Have you ever broken a bone? If so, I want to hear which bone and how in the comments below. If you have any questions for me, please ask. I would love, love, love to hear. So now is the moment that I'm going to throw in the video of me showing, just kind of taking off a surgical bandage. So if that's not your thing, I totally understand. Click off, but if you want to see it, here it is. And I am going to compare it, this collarbone with this one, so you can see like the difference. It's so different now. Yeah, here's to healing. I'm so glad bodies heal. Regardless, I hope that you have a great day and that you stay strong and stay amazing. Bye. Hello everyone, Emily here. Per my doctor's approval, I am able to take off my surgery bandage today. I am really excited about this. I haven't seen the scar yet. I don't know what it's gonna look like. So here we go. As you can see, the bandage has been slowly falling off, and so because it is no longer sterile underneath, it's going to be good to take this off and just keep the area clean and dry. As you can see, there's some bruising. That's a purple mark from surgery. They wanted to make sure they did the right shoulder. I think in a lot of other cases, it's super obvious about like what shoulder you should be doing, but in my case, it was pretty obvious, but they marked it anyway. So I'm just gonna pull this off. As you can see, it's mostly already off just from me moving and everything. Be super soft. It doesn't hurt, it's just sore. It's coming off really easy. Okay, here I go. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. I can barely see it from here. Okay, so from what it looks like, we've got some butterfly bandages. They used absorbable stitches. That's gonna be a pretty ugly scar right there. Wow, I can feel the plate right here. Holy smokes. Oh my goodness. I don't know about this. It's been hidden this whole time, and it's just hurt, but I'm trying to feel, because I'm just trying to get a gauge of like where the plate is. It feels like it's all the way back here. That could just be my bone. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my word. This is like, I probably shouldn't be touching that. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to call my doctor. Just doing it really gently. Okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out what in the world like I do with these bandages, but so my collarbone, I can feel this is bone right here. This is definitely a screw and a plate. I can feel that. And then this is definitely the plate. Oh my goodness, my collarbone looks so different. Oh my goodness. I have that residual bruising that's been there since I broke it. My poor body is just trying to put itself back together again. Okay, so I thought it would be good to do a comparison. Here's what we're looking at.
Oh. Moral of the story, don't break your collarbone. Oh. It just is like, king, king. Holy smokes. Okay, well, stay tuned for updates.